Sagittarius, have you ever wanted to know what the heck is going on around you and why things are happening the way that they're happening? This is going to give you that clarity. Sagittarius, this is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It'll get right to the heart of the energy that's swirling around you and make it make sense for you. This reading is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and rising signs, and I promise you guys, the message comes to you when you need it, whenever the time is right. That's why there's no dates assigned to these readings. Sagittarius, I'm going to start with the astrology, which is going to give us a base, a foundation for the energy, so you understand how exactly this is all starting out. And then we will get into the tarot cards that I have shuffled. Well, the astrology this week is quite interesting. Jupiter is still in opposition to major inner planets, and those are, well, in the beginning of the week, Jupiter is in direct opposition to the Mercury-Venus conjunction. And Mercury-Venus, this is Mercury retrograde Venus conjunction, so it's all about sort of luxuriating in messages from the past or things people have said to us, expressions of love that people have given to us from the past. This could be nostalgia. This could be reminiscing. This could be exes texting you. So prepare for that. Be prepared. But there's also an interesting opposition later on in the week between Venus and the Sun and Jupiter. So Jupiter, as the week moves on, Mercury moves out of the opposition to Jupiter and actually runs into opposition with Neptune, which could make your head a little bit foggy anyway. But primarily what's happening with Jupiter is it goes into opposition with Venus and the Sun now. Now, what does that mean for you guys? Well, it means you could be a little bit too high on the hog, a little bit too quick to assume that everybody worships you, everybody adores you, and a little bit too optimistic. And I'm not discouraging you from being optimistic, but there's just a sense of you could overspend, you could overestimate easily somebody's value of you or how somebody perceives you or if somebody wants to be around you, or you could take it too much to heart or have too much of a sort of an optimistic perspective. And I know you're like, how could you be too optimistic? By believing something that isn't actually real. By believing that you have the money in the bank before it's there. By believing that somebody's going to cover you, by believing that, by basically spending your raise before your boss actually tells you you got one, which I think is going to be a lot of what's happening right now, especially with the opposition to the Sun, where you just, your sense of self could be growing faster than the means by which to support yourself. Now, the most interesting for me aspect that's happening is that Jupiter sits right in the center of Saturn and Uranus. It's a semi-square to both of those energies, which tells me you're going through a very karmic period in your life where there is something old that's ending and something new that's beginning. So you're starting to innovate your life. And I think what's happening is that's becoming very, very real for you. And it's becoming very, very possible. And you could actually maybe for the first time touch those dreams or those concepts that were just concepts a couple of months ago. You can actually start to touch them, and you want to rush in, you want to put too much on the credit card, you want to just get ahead of yourself, when in reality Mercury is still in retrograde and we got to take it slow for at least another week, okay? Let's get into the cards. We have Be Fearless and Bold, and I don't think you're going to have a problem with that, but as I speak, like both of these cards on the table, be fearless and bold, the abundant universe will provide. This is your mentality, and that is what the astrology supports. That you don't care. Yes, listen, I'm good for it. I'm just going to go ahead and say I have the money and then figure it out later. Now, this is really actually awesome energy. And for those of you who have the balls to do it, you probably are just going to jump right in. But let's see. And these are both upright energies, which means what? It means that they're sincere. It means that you know, even if this is somebody over promising you or telling you, oh, this is going to make a ton of money, it's not because they're trying to swindle you. It's not because you were trying to manipulate somebody. There's no manipulation here. This is real optimism. But real optimism doesn't mean real resources. And that's what's going to be very difficult to see this week. So, God, could you just please clarify for a second? Is this, how stable is this energy? Are you going somewhere? There seems to be plans for the future. Something to do with a car, something to do with travel. But there's also a sense of heartbreak when it comes to a marriage or a relationship. There is maybe a little bit instability that you don't necessarily want to see right now, or there has been strife, or you both don't understand or know the direction to go, or there was disappointment somehow. You have all these big plans, but you don't necessarily know if somebody else shares them or if you will have somebody else to share them with. This is definitely a little bit of trouble in paradise, even though it's almost like you're trying to rush at something in order to ignore something else. You're trying to like overstate something or be overly optimistic for one thing in order to kind of like, okay, well, this will just go away. This will just wash away. This will just be okay. You know? Okay. And then we have the Chariot here and 5 of Cups, which means there is a sense of disappointment. There is a sense of you didn't get what you wanted, or that what is in front of you isn't exactly what you wanted. It's not like you have nothing, but there's a sense of crying over spilt milk, over maybe what car you get to buy, what means of transportation you get, or some kind of travel or visit. There might be some sort of heartbreak or disappointment surrounding an upcoming trip or vacation you're going to take, or an upcoming car that you wanted to buy. There's just a sense of you expected so much, and something goes awry. Something is not. This is coming in the future. So maybe let me just dig down a little bit into, so what is so disappointing? What's the heartbreak? It has to do with love, or a feeling of love, or somebody's disappointed you, somebody that you love. Now, this doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. This wasn't a romance reading. Sagittarius, this is about anybody that you love. But usually the Ace of Cups is about, you know, your heart was filled up. This is usually a spouse or a relationship, but there is a sense of, this is a sense of disappointment, or trying to not, I'm so sorry, trying to not be disappointed, in something that's you've planned, because I don't think somebody else wants the same thing. Okay, this is a Cancerian. It may be a Cancerian in your life, and this could just represent a car, or your travels, or what your future plans were for moving of some sort. So there are lots of ways that you could apply this energy. Now, let me get specifics. How is this energy potentially disappointing Sagittarius? What's going on? This could have been something like a real heartbreak, something that you planned or you expected. You kind of had your hopes really high. It's almost like you went ahead and you made plans before asking your spouse if it was okay with them, or if they really wanted to do it too. And you paid the money, you made the reservations, you can't get the money back, and your spouse doesn't really want to fucking go. Or this isn't your spouse, could be one of it's somebody that you love. There's just this sense of, oh, but I don't really want to do that. And there's a little bit of pissiness here and disappointment. Sagittarius, do me a favor. Don't disappoint me. Please go ahead and boop that like button if you are loving this reading so far, which I hope you are. And if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please be sure you do subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so that you know when I upload all this Sagittarius content and all the other content on this page. Thank you. The Magician is here. Oh yeah, you put this together. You put this together with future hopes. You started planning this and sort of getting your hopes up and making the connections and making the network. And did you this, and I made the reservations, but you were expecting somebody to pay half and they don't even want to do it. Right? That's kind of what it's going on. The money's not there. The money sort of come up short. You overspent, or you overpromised, or you overspent because you assumed somebody would pay you back and they're not really interested in it. Please just know that. But this is definitely something you went ahead and took initiative on. I don't think you necessarily consulted somebody, or you did, and still it's not that they hate you or that they're not trying to cooperate, but there's a little bit of money issues. There's some money problems. You're making some arrangements where you didn't anticipate that there was going to be financial disappointment, but there is financial disappointment, and it's just a sense of I don't know, it may be somebody else that you're living with or that is in your life that's going through a kind of hardship right now, and they're trying to come out of it. But they might have a little bit of a rocky period ahead. Let's go to more of these. Okay. No, I definitely want to pull moon cards for you too. How many of you are actually dealing with a Cancerian? Now remember, it doesn't have to be a Cancerian. In fact, I would like to know who is dealing with a Cancerian specifically, or what does this represent to you? What is this card? Because even though the Chariot absolutely does represent Cancerian energy, it could just mean something with family. It could just mean something with transportation, like I said. So leave in the comments below. I would love to know, or comment anything you like, because I love to hear from you. And then we have bring a gentle touch. So this is a sense of, okay, you're very tender when it comes to this person, or this person is extremely tender. They could be younger than you. They could be somebody that you nurture and care for, or you've somebody who has been put into your care. So this could be a child. There is a sense of that you love them and you want to take care of them, or that you want to provide. There's just it's almost like you're not going to let it get to you. You're not going to you're not going to hate each other for it. You're trying to be gentle, or maybe break it to somebody that maybe there's more money that has to be spent, or, oh, I committed you to this. And it's almost like, let me say this, break it to them gently. That's what it's saying. Break it to someone gently, or somebody is trying to break something gently to you. And we're going to get into what that is, don't you worry. Conclusions are within reach, so you're not going to have to wait long. Confidence is your key to success. Okay. There you go. Leo energy, which is taking the lead, which is believing that something can succeed. This could even be that somebody is feeling down on themselves, especially a spouse. Like they're heartbroken because of the way things didn't go the way they expected it to. So you're just trying to give support and trying to say, listen, you have to be, believe in yourself. I believe in you. It's not always easy when you say believe in yourself, right? But you could say, I believe in you. I believe in you. I know this is going to come around. And I absolutely am certain that you are worrying way too much. There could be a sense of somebody is worrying, because they just had such high hopes, and everything isn't falling into place the way that they wanted it to. Conclusions are within reach. This is a sense of this insecurity, this unstable period is not going to go on forever. This is more of a time frame, which means at least by the end of this week, you're going to have answers that you need. So let's get them some answers now. What is this with regard to? All of this is happening in the future. Do you see that? Like, what do you mean? What's going on? Exchanging gifts. you're going to bind together and help each other. This is a sense of maybe even forming a working relationship with somebody, or deciding to go to work for somebody, or like signing contracts with somebody. By the book isn't just making an agreement and going step by step and giving and receiving. It may not be like, let's not make it about money. Let's just make it about helping each other out and taking it one step at a time. This is also a sense of hold on. Let me finish the shuffle. Breathe. Yeah, this is definitely taking one step at a time, and somebody needs to ground themselves. I think you're dealing with either you, it's in you, or it's somebody that you're close to. They're scared. You know, they're worried about what is to come. Somebody is extremely worried about what is to come. But exchanging gifts means that there's a way to be okay with this, to balance things out. The sense of finding value where maybe you didn't think value was. But I want to get, hold on, breathe, by the book. It's like everybody has something to give. You don't always have to just do the exchange through money. This is about taking care of each other. Hold on, let me get clarification. What do you mean by the book? What is going on here? What do you mean by the book for Sagittarius? Ace of Swords. It's like you have clarity. And things will work out. But what is this with regard to? I just heard it. Your risk. So all of this insecurity is real. All this insecurity is driving you maybe crazy this week. And it is pushing you to do what came out in the beginning, which is take the leap of faith, take the risk, be bold and be confident and go for it. And you know what it's telling me, Sagittarius? Because of your cleverness and because of supporting each other, this is actually going to work out for you. So what is this? I keep like, hello, God, can you just please tell me, what is this? What is this? I keep saying this is so ambiguous. I can't stand it anymore. What is this? Your happy home. Something to do with a home or where you're going to live. Or a family relationship. Maybe even seeing family or getting together with family, but it's about a gathering space of people. I think it's buying a home. Discontent and boredom and passion ignited. So there's something here that's reinvigorating something that you had lost excitement about, or that you thought, oh, I'm never going to get because something, it was you had lost interest. You had lost interest somehow in family and friends. Maybe you had grown apart, or you'd grown distant, or nothing was really exciting you. You weren't finding value in these things. Well, guess what? That's you now. But as numb as you may feel right now, and as crazed as you are to get out of this numbness and just push yourself forward, there's a confirmation here that it will work. It's almost like, I gotta say this, it's almost like playing the lotto with your last $2. You know what? Like it's like this. It's like I'm just gonna roll these dice, and this gamble is gonna work. But it's working in the way that I'm not sure it's really monetary gain. It's bringing you back to life. It's making you feel alive again. You know, especially if you felt like you could never feel alive again. There's something that's happening. You know it's a risk, but you're taking the risk, and you take the risk, and it reinvigorates your home life, your family. It reinvigorates maybe even your relationship, because passion is ignited. Ooh, that's sexy as fuck. I'm just saying. Come on. Like, you weren't thinking it? Really? No, not at all? I think you were. Okay, definitely. Guys, remember, there's always an extended reading, and I hope you join me for that. The link is below. And please note that this is the last week that there will be an Unbound membership to the channel. So if you are a member, an Unbound member, then please be sure to go over on Vimeo, those videos will always be there. And now there is a subscription option to Vimeo so that you guys can subscribe and get all the access to all the extended over there as well. So it's up to you. And I hope you will consider that. But if you are interested in the extended reading, which I hope you are, please do hit those links below and it'll take you right over there. This is definitely about a mother or some sort of mother relationship child thing. That's what it is. There's harvest time. It's like there's abundance coming, maybe from a child or through a child, because this is, it could even be that you're receiving news that you're about to have a child, or that one of your children is going to be having a child. And you thought that there was no hope or there was no chance, but there's some sort of abundance that's coming to you through this maternal or a Cancerian energy. Could be a Cancer, could be a Cancerian child, could be somebody very bountiful, could be somebody who looks like this. Do you know somebody who looks like this? It could just be somebody is bringing you a lot of abundance, and this abundance is gonna be more than just harvest. You know, it's gonna be more than just material things. It's going to be the reinvigoration of life. It's gonna be happiness, plentifulness, bountifulness. Damn. Damn. Deception and envy. What the fuck is that? Oh, come on, Sagittarius. Maybe that's why. Because you need somebody to make your ass a little bit fucking jealous to put a fire under it. Let's dig in. I can't wait. The extended link is below. I'll see you guys there.